A tumor that doesn't actually have any blood vessels cannot grow any bigger than the head of a ballpoint pen. The little ballpoint thing, that's it. And it can't get any bigger. Doesn't have enough oxygen, no nutrients. So it's stuck. But the moment blood vessels can touch that little tiny microscopic tumor and start to feed it, a cancer that is the size of a tip of a ballpoint pen will grow 16,000 times in 2 weeks. So this is an explosive trigger when androgenesis is hijacked and our body isn't able to control it. So that's called tumor androgenesis, and that's how I got started in this field, because we were at the beginning, trying to set out to figure out how do you develop biotech drugs that can starve a cancer by cutting off its blood supply. Well, we've done that, and it's actually one of the mainstays of cancer treatment today. But the more exciting thing that we found is that when you use the same testing methods that were used to develop these drugs to test foods, there's more than 100 foods that can actually starve cancers as well. Way back when I got in this field, we had a test system where we were testing cancer drugs that could starve a cancer by cutting off its blood supply. And one of the things that I did is I actually dropped some green tea in there, and it was shocking how effective the green tea polyphenols were in stopping those blood vessels that were feeding the cancer. And in fact, if I didn't tell the technician doing the lab work that it was actually a natural compound, and I told them it came from a drug company, they would have been super excited about it and started jumping up and down. So again, Mother Nature is really, really good. So polyphenols in tea, EGCG, is one of them. Resveratrol in red wine is also another one that's actually really, really powerful in terms of being anti-androgenic. Genistein, the phytoestrogen in soy, can actually also cut off the blood supply feeding breast cancer. So it's just the opposite of the urban legend out there that soy is not good for you. I recently saw an article, it was a cover of a magazine that said, soy anti-nutrients or something like that. And my mind was blown that somebody could actually say that, because most of the nutrients, including the proteins, but also the phytoestrogens in soy, if you're a scientist, you take a look at this, the phytoestrogens look nothing like human estrogens. They're not dangerous. They actually block human estrogens. And they actually are also anti-androgenic, and they cut off the blood supply to breast cancers. And this has been shown in human patients, breast cancer patients as well. Tomatoes have lycopene. So many of the same foods that we know are good, healthy plant-based sources of nutrition, we're now rediscovering that many of the bioactives in them are also powerful cancer blood vessel cutting systems that starve a tumor. So blueberries are blue because they contain a natural dye that is colored. Blue called anthocyanin, and anthocyanins have been found to be powerful activators of our immune system in a beneficial way. So they don't cause autoimmune disease, they actually elevate our T cells and natural killer cells. These are part of the super soldiers that make up our immune system. They just kind of give more weapons to our immune system to defend against invading armies. And just by eating like a cup and a half of blueberries a day, you can elevate your T cells by like 88%. And athletes that actually eat blueberries regularly, they just walk around with a higher level of immunity to begin with. It's kind of a performance maintainer, not an enhancer. It's a maintainer because your immune system is also firing at peak. Now, what's also interesting is that the same anthocyanin lowers inflammation. So this is a classic dilemma that is out there in the wellness world. We want to get rid of inflammation, so we want to make sure our immune system isn't overactive. Well, inflammation is a subset of immunity. We want good, strong immunity to protect us from invaders, and we want to also lower inflammation at the same time. Blueberries can actually do that. Another great way of actually elevating immunity is with broccoli. Now, broccoli contains a natural compound called sulforaphane. It's actually a family of different natural chemicals that give broccoli its unique taste. It's also in kale, chard, and all these other kinds of salad vegetables, honestly, but broccoli is particularly strong in it. And it's been shown that you can actually boost your T cells again, the super soldiers of your immune system, by just eating broccoli. But here's a little pro tip and a little tiny hack. If you want to get as much as you can out of broccoli, you should eat normal adult broccoli. But here's the thing. The treetops are good, but the stems have twice as much of the sulforaphane. So don't throw the stems away when you're cooking it. If you don't want to sauté the stems, there's plenty of recipes you can use with stems. You can put it into a blender, turn it into a soup. A little broccoli oregano soup, amazing. Put a little vegetable stock in there. It's a really tasty way of actually using broccoli and getting more of these sulforaphanes. But if you really want to rock it with your broccoli sulforaphanes, you eat broccoli sprouts. These are the 3 to 4 day old baby broccoli. And it turns out that the broccoli sprouts have 100 times more sulforaphane than the grown-up broccoli. And actually, a study was done looking at people getting the flu vaccine, healthy 20-year-olds just getting the flu vaccine. And it was found that if you gave the flu vaccine and gave somebody a shake made out of broccoli sprouts, you could ramp up their immune response by 22 times. Really just amp up your immune system without causing inflammation. Like most people, I think when you tell me not to do something, my brain goes, well, maybe I'll do it one more time. Maybe I'll try it. And so there's a lot of human nature to how we respond when somebody tries to take something away from you. Human nature abhors deprivation. And so one of the things is, I think most of us like to have our quote cake and eat it too. And so I always felt when I was taking care of patients and trying to counsel them on things, rather than tell them to remove things from their diet, because that's really easy to do, and there's plenty of people out there scolding people. Fear, guilt, and shame is sort of like the building blocks of traditional counseling about nutrition, and it makes you feel bad when somebody tells you you're a bad person for eating junky food. What I try to do is empower people, because I think people love to feel justified in what they love. And so in my book, I write about 200 foods that all activate the body's health defenses. And I used to say, I dare you to find in these 200 foods something that you like. I dare you to review the foods and tell me that there's nothing that you like. And most people actually find something in those 200 foods that they actually like. And I say, well, look, start with this because what you like is already good for you. So you're already way ahead of the game. And if you can start adding things that you like and just understand this education and knowledge piece, what you like is good for you, then you can love your food and love your health at exactly the same time. And then this whole idea of anti-deprivation is that if you spend more time thinking about what to add to your body that's good for you and spend less time thinking about the bad stuff, more good things in your body kind of push out room for bad things. And if you spend most of your time fortifying your body's health defenses, those 5 health defenses, androgenesis, stem cells, microbiome, DNA protection, and immunity with foods, honestly, every now and then you're going to fall off the wagon. You're going to eat something you really like or really want to, or everyone around you is eating it, and it's not that good for you. That's all right. Your body's got you covered. Your health defenses are there as a shield. So again, I think there's just a healthier way to navigate through your life. These strict diets don't work for a long time. They're unsustainable. So I'm all about how do you actually get people to feel like they're in control and that what they like to do already is actually good for them. Kiwis, right? These sort of, I don't know, smaller than a baseball, furry little brown things. You cut them open, they're beautiful green with seeds, a starburst on the inside. I always liked kiwi, but I had never really eaten them very much. But then I started doing the research on them, and kiwi is pretty amazing. First of all, it's a great source of vitamin C and fiber. The vitamin C actually has a tremendous antioxidant effect, and it can protect your DNA. Studies have shown that if you eat 1 kiwi a day, it'll protect your DNA against damage by about 60%. If you eat 3 kiwis, it would actually help your body rebuild any damaged DNA by about 60%. And so here's something simple that you can peel, cut up, chop into a yogurt, or just eat plain. It's delicious. You can put it into a smoothie that actually has this amazing ability to protect your genetic material. That's so fundamental. And it tastes great, not too sweet, with a little citrusy flavor. Then the other thing that's great about kiwi is that it's packed with fiber. A kiwi is essentially a prebiotic food. Its fiber feeds our gut microbiome. And studies have shown this is a study done in Singapore that just eating even one kiwi overnight will start to change your gut microbiome, favoring more healthy species of bacteria. And so I always tell people, if I tell you something like that and you try a kiwi, you can't unlearn what I just told you. Every time you see a kiwi, you're going to say, you know what? I know there's something good about it. And that's really what I try to do, teach people how to make it second nature to make great choices.